Now they should be able to hear us.
Only after I.
Cool.
All right, guys. So we're welcome to our show that we like to call the Disc Golf Answer Man podcast. Looks like it should be pretty darn loud for YouTube. So YouTubers, if you want to give me some feedback to make sure you guys are happy, because we want to make sure YouTube is happy. Let me go here. So as we get things set up, YouTube watchers, let me know what did you play any disc golf this past weekend? Let us know in the chats if you played a little disc golf and how it went. I did not play any disc golf this past weekend. Did either of you play any disc golf?
I watched disc golf.
I watched a little disc golf.
I meant live. Like I went to a tournament. And,
oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, did you go to KC?
The Divas event in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I don't think I played disc golf this weekend. I think I just hung out a little bit.
Yeah.
Played a little golf.
I haven't played. Well, I guess I kind of played. Last time I played was Hobson-Heiser's last Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I will definitely play again tonight.
You're
but
going tonight?
I haven't played since then. Since then, it's been since GBO.
Let's see. Chris had too much stuff to do for my mom. It's never too much to do for your mom, Chris. It's always.
It was Mother's Day.
Just enough. No, I'm not saying it's not, that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah,
it's never too much stuff. I got to spend time with my mother. That was nice. Hey, Robert, did Bobby give you any of his Mexican donuts?
They weren't Mexican donuts, okay? They were frittatas.
They were frittatas.
Breakfast frittatas.
And I had some this morning, and they were good. Bachelor party outing with a card of 14 guys. With a card of 14. Wow. That sounds like a pretty...
Talk about your mob golf, man.
Yeah, there's some mob golf in here. So do we sound good now or still? Are we still peaking there, Denny?
Sounds a lot better, thank you.
Brendan, hope that
thank you.
Hope that your surgery and recovery goes well. I know all about knee surgeries and recovery, so hang in there, man.
Yelty said first round was okay, 9-16. The second round, somebody got on my nerves and I couldn't shake it off. Yeah, you gotta learn to shake that off.
That happens to me too every single time I play with Bobby. Wait, what?
He tries to shake me off. I jump on his back. He's like, I can't shake him
off.
No,
I have to throw, Bobby. It's my turn.
When is the trilogy? Is this right for you? Drop in. Thank you for asking. D-word. Is he D-word? He's the word of the day.
D-word teach.
Okay.
The word is teach.
The word is teach.
Teach.
Actually, one is dropping today, later this afternoon, and then another one Wednesday, and then the third one on Thursday. They'll be dropping on YouTube and on Facebook, so be looking for that. Me and Eric went out and threw the 3 discs from the Trilogy Challenge.
And it was wet.
Yes, the grass was wet and probably needed a good mow. It wasn't too bad.
It was a little high.
It could have used a mow.
It looks good now.
Yeah, that's good.
We should go do it again.
No. We dead word teach as in dead black beard. Wow. Oh yeah, it dropped on Facebook 5 minutes ago. But yeah, Matthew's right on Facebook. So, but it'll be dropping here for you YouTubers because I know you guys like YouTube. It'll drop here in the next couple of hours. And then something really cool. Danny and Anthony have another challenge, and their challenge this time was using the 3 discs for the Trilogy Challenge. And of course, if you're not familiar with what that is, that's the Latitude 64 Keystone, which is the putter, the Westside Disc Gatekeeper, which is the mid-range, and the Dynamic Discs Vandal. I should say the plastics, the Retro Keystone, the Tournament Plastic Gatekeeper, and the Fusion. Lucid Vandal for the Dynamic Disc Driver. And so they play. What course did you guys play? I don't remember.
West, y'all.
They played Jones West, and you have to see who won between Danny and Anthony. Again, they only used the 3 discs for the event.
Would you like to show?
Oh yes, I can show people.
They didn't invite us though. So.
I know. I sent Danny a message during.
First of all, hateful.
Actually, we'll talk about these on the show.
I sent Anthony the message. Yeah, that's right.
I think
so. It's me and Anthony versus Anthony next time.
Ha! Good luck.
Feeling pretty good about our odds. Yeah, you
are. Cool. All right, so let's go. Looks like we're good to go on everything. I've got the forms pulled up. I got the speak pipe pulled up. Looks like we are good to go to get started. Do 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 do. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I have with me Eric.
Sup,
McCabe. I was going to say Baston. Oh, wait, can we say Baston?
Yeah.
Baston.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can now.
Yes, we can.
And Robert Big Coke McCall. Or is it Dr. Pepper?
It's Coke today.
It's Coke today. He's got a big old thing of Coke. It's usually McDonald's. What happened?
I do about one. I went and ate at Marmol today.
Ooh,
Good for
what'd
you.
you have?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I
you want
had
this?
a
Thank you.
burrito.
A burrito?
Yeah, I've been.
Thanks for the invite. I would have totally gone.
Sorry, man.
I had it yesterday, but I would have gone again.
Dude, I really like Marmol.
No, it's the
very
best.
good. I'm cutting back to about 2 a week on Cokes, and I'll probably drink half of this and throw the rest away.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Well, I wasn't trying to. It's just what I noticed. I wasn't trying to pick on
Why are you
or
so
anything.
mad at me?
I'm not. Why are you yelling?
why are you yelling?
So anyway, we're back for another week of Disc Golf Answer Man. Good to be back. We will kind of tell you ahead of time. Eric McCabe is going to be doing a lot of traveling coming
Quite a
up.
bit.
Talked about it a little bit this morning in our meeting. So super excited for Eric to get out and do some course design. Can you tell us at all any of the places you'll be? Is there kind of in the
Northeast?
Well,
Northeast?
Boston.
Well,
Boston?
Boston, and that's not. That's. I'm just going to Boston tomorrow for a walkthrough. It's not in Boston, obviously. It's a suburb of Boston, but I'll be out there tomorrow just for the day, and then. Yeah, I think I'll hold off on saying the other two locations
fine.
until, but they are
Nice.
in the Northeast. One of them being in the Northeast, if you know what I'm
Okay.
saying. So it's about as far northeast
Okay.
as you can go.
Okay.
But
So anyway, just exciting to know that you're going out there and putting in
Yeah.
some more disc golf courses so we can get more disc golf out there in the world, the United States.
yeah.
Let's see, Robert McCall. Let's talk about. We talked real quick before we started recording, but maybe we'll kind of fill people in a little bit. Anybody? I can't remember. You didn't play disc golf? Nobody played disc golf?
I went to the Divas event with Denise and walked
that's right.
with her, and that was a fun event. It was really cool. Watched some really good golf, actually.
Can we talk about their plans? What they're trying to do?
Yeah, she's already made a post that
Okay, good.
that she wants to.
So it looks like it turned out really good, and it got Jackie and Denise really excited. Of course, Jackie Morris is the retail manager for Dynamic Disc Emporia. Denise is our apparel buyer. Got them excited about women's disc golf, and they were going to do an event here in Emporia, Kansas.
Yeah.
So that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that to kind of get
Yeah.
together.
It'll be
in
like
fall.
this fall.
Yeah.
It'll be in the fall, so like end of October, early November time frame. But
So if you are a lady listening and you want to have a reason to come out to Emporia other than just to come into Emporia, now you can play disc golf.
there you go.
If you are not a lady and you're listening and you want to come to Emporia to play some other courses, talk your girlfriend or spouse to coming in
Yeah.
to play in our event.
Or just come here on your own too. That's good. We welcome all types of visitors.
Yeah,
All types.
at any time, but specifically those times.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, I spent time with my mother on Mother's Day. That was good times over the
Nice.
weekend. I did not
Sweet.
get any disc golf in. It was super nice the weekend though. Super nice weather.
What? Sunday was nice. Saturday was a little overcast.
Oh, it was kind of gray. Yeah,
But
that's true.
Sunday
I had
was
a
beautiful.
that's right. Saturday I went to a festival. I had a turkey leg.
I
hadn't
saw
had a
that.
So good.
I saw that.
And they did it like some places.
And then
they're-
hog races.
Yes, they had. They were so cute, the little piggies. No, they were. They had that. But the turkey leg was really. They smoked it just perfect. It was
Nice.
so good.
Turkey legs are the truth.
I love carnival food, carnival stuff.
Yeah,
festival
funnel
stuff.
cakes. Come on.
They had some, but I didn't have it. I had already had too much. With
Good.
the ice
Yeah,
cream.
good on you. But dude, that's
trying to see if there's
loser.
any
that's a
coming up
cheat
this
day all
weekend.
day for me if I'm going to a carnival.
Is it for
Funnel cakes.
The worst carnival food I had. Let us know in the YouTube chats the worst carnival food you had. But the worst one I had one time, I literally said I was going to go out and try all kinds of weird stuff. So I had like
Nice.
fried Twinkies, fried Oreos.
You tried fried butter?
No.
Yeah, they do that.
Are you? Oh, have you had it?
It's like a
Nope.
stick of butter that they fry.
I don't know how they do
Oh
that,
my
but it's
God, that
fried
would be
butter.
too
I
much.
100% know this to be a fact.
I'm interested.
So toward the end of my trip at it was the Tulsa State
I
Fair,
like
matter of
butter.
fact, they had Krispy Kreme burgers.
Okay. I've done something like that.
It was
Ew.
it was a burger, and of course the buns was a Krispy Kreme donut sliced in half
With an actual hamburger in the middle?
with an actual hamburger in it. And I was like, I told myself I was going to get some crazy stuff. I took one bite and I was like, this is kind of weird. Okay, It's okay. And then I took another bite, and I was like, I am not eating the rest of this. It was so nasty.
So you didn't throw the burger out and just eat the donut?
No.
I'm gonna go ahead.
So
I'm
gross.
gonna go ahead and disagree because I've had 2 of those.
And you
last
liked
time.
it?
I had one did like actual Krispy Kreme donuts. The other was at like a gourmet donut place in Austin called Gordeau's, where it's the same sort of thing, but their donuts are just like the actual batter, like cake inside the donut wise. Some of the best donuts I've ever had for sure. I thought both of them were really good. I mean, I almost certainly had a heart attack afterwards.
Yeah.
But it was excellent.
All right, so not too
So
many crazy
worth it?
stuff. Donut burgers are
I'm
amazing.
about it. Super worth it.
Hacky said, for the record, deep fried butter was nasty.
Yeah, I mean, I like butter on some things.
I like butter.
I like fries. So basically, that's the same thing. You just put those together.
Got it. Cool.
It's not.
I was gonna say it's really not.
That's
but
totally not that. No, I also did not play much disc golf. Actually, any disc golf this weekend. Just kind of hung out. But the last 2 days, the last 2 mornings, I was at an elementary school teaching young children how to play disc golf. So that was
that's
fun.
fun.
Yeah, good.
Now, did you have like a curriculum set up, or did you just kind of wing it, or what was the deal there?
I mean, it was different times for different classes. Some of them were 15 minutes. Some of them were for 30. So we talked about the same things each day. I just got to elaborate a little bit more on the, or for each class, got to elaborate a little bit more on the half-hour ones. But yeah,
Gotcha.
not like a specific set curriculum. But if you can only spend 2 days with people, I mean, I just did throwing and putting,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
and it was fun.
Yeah. Very cool.
Did you let them throw and putt?
No, it was all me.
Oh,
Just let you.
Once while I was demonstrating, just like trying to put it close to the basket, because in a limited space that you have in schools, a lot of times like you're not trying to get to the kids to throw as hard as they can.
Correct.
And so I always play a game with them, try and get it as close to the basket without going past it. Right. And so I was kind of trying to demonstrate just getting it close. I wasn't really trying to leave it short or long or whatever, and I just threw it in, and all the kids, it was from 100 feet, not super far, but all the kids flipped out, and the PE teacher turned to me and she was like, "Did you mean to do that?" I was like, "Yes." No. I wasn't even aiming. I just tossed it over there, and it happened to go in. That was pretty awesome.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Someone said
now they
deep
think I'm
fried
the best.
Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that.
How are you going to have deep fried Dr. Pepper?
You see, you take the Dr. Pepper, you bread it, and then you put it in the deep fryer.
I don't get it.
Come on, man. It's easy.
I don't get it. Someone said one carnival near Philly had the Andy Reid. It was 2 burgers inside a cheesesteak, which had a pepperoni pizza wrapped around it like a taco shell.
Dude, the Andy Reid.
that's a great name.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Get
That
after
sounds
it.
disgusting.
Yes, it does.
All right, so for all of you that fast forward all the silly talk, here we are now talking about disc golf. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, speaking of, I was thinking about Torchies the other day. Can we talk about, I'm just kidding.
I actually was thinking about Torchies, but I could not believe I went to Tulsa 2 weekends in a row, and I did not go to Torchies
Yeah, well,
once.
that's a huge mistake.
I know. So, all right, guys. As always, remember you can go to discgolfansman.com. This is your. As always, you
You're
can, go to
rolling it
you can go to discgolfansman.com.
Do we not have that effect on the board
Yeah,
yet?
we should.
Dang.
Submit your disc golf questions, and we will get them on the air in between talking about tacos. First question comes from 888 Huskers. He says, I've noticed that on the combined flight charts for dynamic discs, Latitude 64 and Westside discs, in the arm speed range of 6, 7, and 8, that dynamic discs and Westside discs have no discs in the overstable to very overstable range. At best, they only have 1 disc each in the stable range between those speed ranges. Does a dynamic discs have any future plans to provide a good fairway driver in those speed ranges for very overstable? For very stable, overstable, or slower speed stable fairway driver? We actually talked about new discs this morning in our meeting. I cannot say anything that we
must have
talked
been
about.
nice. I wish I could have been there.
You didn't talk about it with the kids?
I told the kids about all of our new
Yeah.
disc plans. It's got this really cool edge with the rim. No, I did not.
So, do we have plans to fill that slot? What are your thoughts on missing that slot?
I didn't even know we were missing that slot.
We
I don't even know what that slot is, to be honest with you.
I guess the only
I
thing
had that in front of me. Go ahead.
the only disc in that range that I guess we don't have in the DD lineup like that is a good equivalent would be like an Explorer. I think they call that an 8-speed, 7/8 speed, but that's in the stable side. On the very overstable side, I mean, most people throw Felons.
Or Criminals is super beefy too. But I prefer the Felon personally. But
Same.
I don't know.
As far as I know, we haven't really talked about that, but I don't really know much. So take that with a grain of salt.
I'm sure eventually we have something in those slots.
Yes.
Let's see. Reconnecting. I am not connected to Google Drive, so we will go to SpeakPipe.
Sweet.
This one is from Wesley. Uh-oh. Hold on. And can you hit the mute? Number 4. There we go.
In fact, I can.
What's up, What is up, Disc Golf Answer Man crew and the DeGan fam? It's Wesley Wilson from West Memphis, Arkansas here.
You play it.
That came up with the...
Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, let's see if Google Forms is ready to go. This all worked earlier. Isn't that wonderful? Eric, why don't you talk about... let's see. It's making me sign back in the Google Forms. Thank you so much, Google. Let's talk about Trilogy challenges.
All right.
So, in the Trilogy challenge, of course, is an opportunity for you to try a disc out. One of the discs that you can try out is the Latitude 64 Retro Keystone. Now, we've already released some Keystones
It was in medium blend. What's it called?
I think it was BT Medium.
Mm-hmm. BT Medium for the match play.
Correct. And this one is in the Retro, which is
it's a little stiffer. It feels good in the hand though. That thing has a great nice release to it.
For sure.
I'm surprised Danny's not putting with him as well as he putted in that video.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it doesn't mean there's a spoiler there.
Just kidding.
So yeah, talk to us a little bit more about the putter for the Trilogy Challenge for 2019, the Keystone.
Yeah, just like Eric was saying, I really like how this feels in the hand. When we threw him the first time, it feels different than I think it flies, right? It felt like it was just going to be an easy turn, kind of like a, deputy or maybe even a little bit more understable. And it was surprisingly really easy to throw so straight.
Yep.
80%, a little bit of hyzer up to flat, and then just
love the hyzer
straight.
release with this thing.
Yep.
It just goes straight, like you said.
And then if you want to work it right, you can do that as well. A great neutral throwing putter for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. It's got a lot of glide to it, too. I noticed it kind of stayed in the air forever, it seemed like.
Yeah, and I've seen some people putting with these this year so far. Emerson Keith is putting with these.
Johnny McRae?
Johnny McRae throwing some as well. So, yeah, it's not... as far as the depth goes, it feels kind of like the depth of like a Warden or a Judge, maybe a little bit shallower than that, but if any, just barely. These feel really good. I like them.
Yeah,
they good.
It's interesting. I got signed back into Google, and they wanted to know about the Trilogy Challenge disc. So it's good that we're doing it. But right now we'll just do the Keystone. We'll come to the other ones. But he is a good question he asked though about the discs in the Trilogy Challenge, and you may have mentioned it as I was signing it in, so I apologize. But what is very similar to the Keystone that we can?
Sure, I'd say it's
compare it to.
Yeah, I'd say it's like a more stable deputy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Little hyzer up to flat. If you want to work it right, you can. Just pretty neutral at like that 70-80%.
Yep.
All right, this next question comes from Brian, and he actually combines two of our loves, disc golf and taco.
Nice.
He says, "Is a disc affected, and if so, to what degree by being tacoed?"
You know the way to our heart, Brian.
So let's say a disc hits a tree or the wall or something really hard, and it obviously the force is going to cause it to somewhat taco or bend. What can someone expect to have an effect on their disc?
Yeah, so this has happened to more of my discs than I'd like to admit.
That's definitely happened to everybody. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody's tacoed a disc.
Yeah, hit lots of trees and such. So when a disc gets tacoed, it bends the rim down, and in general, the parting line is where the two pieces of the injection mold fit together, right? Mm-hmm. And most people who have looked into discs and stuff know that the higher the parting line, typically, the more overstable the disc. When a disc tacos, it brings that rim down and essentially lowers the parting line. So most of the time, it makes the disc more understable. The only way that you can really fight that is to bend it back up from the top, but it's likely not ever going to be exactly how you remembered it. It can still be a throwable disc, and a good disc, in fact, especially if it's like a soft plastic. We see those that have kind of wavy tops all the time. But when that parting line gets lower, usually that means the disc is going to be less stable than before.
Yep.
All right,
Although I have tacoed a disc and it was more stable,
Really?
but it was super weird and like wounded duck flying like. So yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, let's try SpeakPipe one more time.
Let's.
What's up, Disc Golf Answer Man crew and the DeGam fam? It's Wesley Wilson
It
again.
has a level coming out of the input here. It shows that it's doing stuff.
Do stuff.
This time I want to know about form, helping someone with...
All right, we will come back to that. Let's go to Disc Golf Answer Man on the Google forums.
That stinks.
Let's see. This is from Andy. Hey, guys, I'm a huge fan of the show and love hearing about your lives as well as the boundless humors you guys have. Boundless.
Boundless humors. That's us.
I am interested in a 3-speed throwing putter that is straight to understable. I like discs with shallow rims. Any suggestions?
Pure? I don't know about the speed on a pure, I guess, before I say a pure, but I would say pure is relatively shallow and somewhat understable for throwing as well.
Yep. I mean, pure is a great suggestion. Deputy is probably a good one, too. Keystone could be a good one, too. I honestly don't know the speed on those either. Not sure. I think the Deputy is a 3, and I think the pure is probably a 2, but at that point...
Does it matter?
No.
Yeah.
No. So, yeah, I think the pure is probably the one that came to mind first. That's what I would say, too. And then the Keystone or the Deputy.
All right. Next one comes from Eric.
What's up?
My dad has been playing this game since the 80s. He's old. Real old.
Dang.
Think dirt, then older.
Wow, this guy.
He's injured himself a few times and his form is suffering from it. He's developed a hyzer release I can't seem to break him of. Couple that with a slower arm speed and everything is overstable. Underworlds are overstable for him. He's having very good results with a Goldline Jade, but it's incredibly unreliable in the wind. What else would fly like a Jade, but something that he can get in a heavier weight? Air Underworld? We just really...
Yeah, I mean, that's not
It's
a bad...
not really a heavier...
Right, yeah.
That's true. It's not heavier.
Underworlds are
lighter.
stable for him. Jades are good, but not in the
I would
wind.
just say throw an Underworld in the wind.
Yeah.
Like a heavier
Oh,
Underworld when it's windy and see what kind of results you get from that.
Yeah, and you might try like a TP Underworld instead of a VIP. Sometimes the Fusion TP Goldline plastics tend to be a little less overstable, so that might be something to try out.
Jade is great, but I would also recommend picking up a Breakout as well.
yeah, that's a good one.
They are super fast and easy to pop up the flat. And there's nothing wrong with a hyzer release, to be honest with you. Obviously, when you start to lose arm speed, you're going to start to lose distance, and everything's just going to want to dump left. So getting that right mix of discs is very important. So Jade, Diamond, Breakout, those kind of discs are going to be really good.
Next one is from Man Dude Bro from Fort Collins, Colorado.
I like this guy already.
Hey, Disc Golf Answer Man gentlemen, this is a follow-up question to one you answered earlier. Robert told me that I need to start practicing with putters and mid-rangers that aren't overstable. So my question is, which discs would be good for me to be practicing with to get my form and distance better?
Warden? Next question. Thank you. Oh, also EMAC Truth. Next question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Boom, roasted.
Oh, nice. Somebody sent me a GIF of that earlier today
Nice.
of Michael Scott when someone's walking off the stage and he goes like that was really funny. They just got up there and only made fun of him, like not in a funny way. Okay, so the disc that I would recommend, honestly, though, I do think the Warden is a great training putter. If you want something a little bit more understable, I think either the Keystone or Deputy fits that bill really, really well. The newer runs of blend Wardens are actually really, really straight out of the box. Even might get a little bit of turn out of them, so I think those are good ones to learn on. And then, yeah, once you get into mid-ranges, I think EMAC Truths they're not on the overstable side of mid-ranges in general, but compared to straight, they have a little bit of fade to them. So that's going to teach you, if you're throwing clean lines,
It'll help you with
really
form.
well. Definitely.
Yep.
If you're looking for something a little bit straighter or slightly more understable, you could go to an original Truth, the old Pre-Mac Truth. And then if you want something even more understable than that, something that I would recommend, and I think this is a great form teacher, is a Fuse from Latitude 64. It is at lower speeds very, 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 very straight. And and yeah, it just kind of teaches you angles, and you can move it to the right and it'll hold right all the way and usually not turn and burn on you. You could throw hyzers with it if you don't throw it super duper hard. So good ones to check out. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd agree with those. The EMAC obviously is one that I'm going to push, but with the EMAC, you just get sneaky distance out of it, which is what I really love about it.
Yep.
Especially those more sparkle ones that are the lucid sparkles. Those things are amazing. Those are the best flying mid-range on the market, in my personal opinion. And the Fuse is a great one, actually. You will probably notice if you have a lot of arm speed and you're putting a lot of torque on it, you're going to turn that thing over every single time. So it will help you with release angles and getting a nice hyzer release off the mid.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm going to try something real quick. Everybody hang on. All right, I want to see what happens with the speak pipe. Hang on. Thank you guys for your patience. Here we go. Ready and launch.
What is up, Disc Golf Answer Man crew and the DeGan fam?
And abort.
You can hear it,
abort.
right?
I know, but it was like really squeaky.
Right.
Abort.
Okay. It's
All
done.
right. We are aborting speak pipe. This one's from Justin. Hey, I just finished up a few rounds with this opening weekend at the new Heritage Park in Flower Mound.
Sick.
EMAC, great job on that design.
Why, thank
A
you.
very technical wooded course. I have a few questions on course design. What's typically the process for refining new courses? Will there be tweaks here and there as there's feedback? Have long and shorts already been designed? Also curious on y'all's thought on how long it might take for a well-defined course such as this to become a tour-worthy known course.
Cool. As far as upgrades, as far as multiple pins, multiple tee pads, that'll just come with time, obviously, and letting the course get beat in and finding trouble areas, or the more and more you play a hole, the more you're like, well, this could open up, or let's say you lose a tree on this right side of the fairway, you could put in a pin over there to kind of open things up. So that just takes time, to be honest with you, and that's all that they really wanted in the beginning was one tee, one pin, and just to kind of see what kind of popularity the course would have, and it's been overwhelmingly popular, which has been awesome. Yeah, it's a great tight wooded course. I don't believe that you're going to see this particular course on the national tour scene, big events, pro tour scene, nothing like that. It's simply just too easy for these pros to go out and play, and it's tight through the woods. Not that wooded courses are bad for touring. That's a whole nother topic that we could discuss. But this particular course was never. Now let me rephrase. They wanted it to be a champion level. They wanted it to be a big course with huge events on it. But unfortunately, the area was just too small.
Right.
Like we just couldn't fit a big course in there. Now, is it tournament worthy? Absolutely. And I believe Steve-O's working on getting some events out there this year even. I think there might even be one this month or next month coming up soon. So there will be events on it, but you probably will never see a big major or national tour type of event out there.
Gotcha. All right, let's try this one more time.
So they're saying that they can hear, but we can't hear on SpeakPipe. He said, quit turning up the volume. We hear it just fine. Just makes the distortion worse. So we just might not be able to hear very well what's going on.
Oh, you know why?
No.
Because of the thing you did with the field recorder?
Yeah, but it's hooked up the way it's always been.
Huh.
I want to try one more time. Don't yell at me, YouTube. You guys are so mean.
What is up, Disc Golf Answer Man crew and the DeGan fam?
They can hear that.
Probably.
Because there's
I'm sure we have enough other questions that we can get
levels
to
in
this
the
week.
It worked when I did every... Anyway. All right, so next one is from... Kyle. Hey guys, after watching the 2019 Las Vegas Challenge covered this year, congrats Paige, I was wondering how EMAC and others feel about holes like hole 6 from the first course.
Oh.
The under 300-foot hole that's 3 small islands surrounded by OB.
Yeah.
It seems almost gimmicky to me. Do players appreciate holes like that? Pro players. Are they fine in small doses, like in Las Vegas, one gimmick hole over 3 courses? Just curious, and thanks for all you do.
I played this tournament, 2 years ago now, I think it was. and they had this whole, and I think it was the first year they played it that way. The year before they actually played it the opposite way, which was downhill, which made a little bit more sense. But it is very gimmicky. I think it is. I think it's okay in small doses like that, but would I ever personally want to do something like this at my courses? Absolutely not. It's not something that, I don't know. Sure, it's a great example, I suppose, of risk reward, but nobody wants to see a player jump putt 3 times and save their par. You know what I mean? I don't personally want to see that as a viewer, at least. I don't want to see someone step up to the tee and just jump putt to the next island and jump putt to the next island, jump putt onto the island, drop in birdie 3. It's just, for me personally, it's not as exciting. So, yeah, I'm not personally a fan of it, and you'd have to ask players what they think of it, because I honestly do not know. But I can't imagine that too many of them are like, we need more of this, you know?
Yep, I would agree with that. I've never played the hole. I've only seen it on video.
Yeah.
Or have I seen it? Either way.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Just not super excited about it.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from, or let's go over one more disc. Next one is the Westside Discs Tournament Plastic Gatekeeper. It is the mid-range for the 2019 Trilogy Challenge. The Gatekeeper has been said to be a very straight mid-range.
Oh, yeah. These are the ones that we threw for the Trilogy Challenge.
Yeah, they were lightweight.
They were light.
Those are lightweight ones. But tell us a little bit about the profile, Eric, about the Gatekeeper. You should have that rehearsed by now.
I do. It's relatively flat. No, it feels nice in the hand. It really does. It's super flat. As far as the profile goes, it's not super deep like a lot of mid ranges. It does have a clean release out of the hand. Very, very straight flight, like you'd mentioned.
And have you thrown it at all?
Yeah, I've thrown. I haven't thrown the Trilogy Challenge ones, but I've thrown the VIP ones.
VIPs.
And?
Yeah, I mean, just super straight. I mean, it's like if the EMAC was just a little bit shorter and didn't have kind of the same fade at the end. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be pretty similar to something like that. I think they both have a good spot in the bag.
Yeah, I think you could bag both for sure.
When I threw it, of course I'm obviously the slower arm out of the bunch, but it didn't go. It went straight, but it wasn't like super straight like for Eric for sure.
Yeah.
But definitely a nice straight mid range for sure. But if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you'll be able to see me talk about it on the YouTube. Is this disc right for you? Yeah. All right, next question comes from Tim. Hey, guys, I'm going to be running a summer camp through this summer for middle school age kids. I really want to help introduce them to disc golf. I have a portable basket and a small course at my disposal for the week. Do you guys have any advice or recommendations for games or activities that I could use to teach kids about disc golf?
Robert?
I don't know any of these. No.
Would you play cricket?
First of all, You
polo.
You put the discs away. You hop in the pool for some water polo. That's what everyone knows. I think when you're teaching kids to play disc golf, the less talking, the better, right? You want to explain things. Like when I teach kids how to grip a putter, I make it so that it's things that they could easily understand. So I'll ask them to raise their hand and then extend it like they're asking their parents for some money with their palm to the sky. And then you put the disc in your hand where your thumb is toward the side with the writing on it, and then just let your fingers relax around it. Not super tight, not super loose. Once we've done that, then we're ready to go, right? Because before that, I feel like kids grab it and they're like, I don't know how to grip the disc, or I don't really know what to do. So just making everything really simple and then making sure that you're throwing a whole lot is really important. After that, we always do an etiquette thing just to say if someone is between you and the basket or even in front of you in the basket, don't throw, because these hurt. I usually have them tap the putter on the side of
throw it at a kid.
I usually hit a kid really hard with one and say,
look,
look, they're hurt.
Do you see him crying?
They are crying.
That's probably going to be you. No. Just have them kind of tap it on the side of their head, because these hurt if they hit you, even if it's at low speed. But then pretty much as soon as we're done with that, I get straight into just letting him throw, letting him backhand, forehand, putting, straightforward putting straddle. Do fun stuff with them, like turbo putting that they'll probably never use, or rollers. They think rollers are the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, what were you about to say?
I was going to say, kind of like you said, keep it really simple as far as the instruction part of it goes, and just let them go crazy.
Yeah,
to a certain extent. That's when they're going to have the most fun. Is throwing shots and making those, even just 10-footers is huge for a kid. Like, they absolutely light up when they hit those 10-footers. It's so awesome to see.
Yeah, success, like having their form look good, or having them, execute perfect shots, or having perfect like forehand form or grip. I don't really care about that, and neither do they. They're just there to throw and run around and have fun, and so the more that you can get them to do that.
Don't critique too much.
Oh,
like if you see them doing something that you wouldn't necessarily teach or recommend, as far as a form thing goes, just let them have a good time.
That's right. And then by then, the kid who you hit with the disc is usually not crying anymore, and he can also have a good time.
Exactly.
The parents have stopped calling lawyers and stuff.
That's right. Yeah, the lawsuit is done now. They can just play.
All right, next one comes from Chase. I'm wondering what more I should do to improve my game. I have made good dietary choices.
Nice.
I have flexibility training, strength training, endurance training, around 3 hours of practice putting per day.
Wow.
And 2 hours of watching disc golf. I also play 3 to 5 times a week, 1 field work session a week, and form checking. Annoyingly, I also have to go to school and chores. I am 13 for reference. Wow. Thanks, Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, Emowak, and Warden.
Emowak.
And then he says, # team judge.
Well, that's dumb. I am no longer interested in answering this question.
Chase, it seems like you have a lot
of time on your hands.
I know. Yeah.
How many hours per day is that?
I get it. You're 13 years old. You have a lot of energy, I'm sure, to do all that. I think that's great. Just don't do too much.
Right.
3 hours of putting day.
3 hours of putting.
That was the thing.
Impressive.
That's the thing that stuck out to me most. I can't like when I've practiced putting and when I've been like at my
3
best
minutes?
putting. Yeah, I mean, the longest I'd practice putt is probably half an hour.
Yep.
Because past that, like, maybe I'm just old, but like your back starts to feel it because you're holding an athletic position for longer than you normally would.
Well, you start to do bad habits, which is never a good thing.
Man, if it was up to me and I was giving you advice, I would say 3 hours is too long to practice putt. Focused practice is better than just practice for the sake of practice. So get out there, do your favorite putting game. I like to lay 5 putters down, make the closest one, back up to the next one, make that one, back up to the next one, right? And once I've made all of them, then I'll take the front one and move it to the back.
Gotcha.
So maybe now that's a 15-footer to start and a 35-footer last, whatever.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
I like throwing approaches.
Yes,
and
and
putting
making
out from
putts
each one
from
of
those.
them.
I think that's good too. I would integrate more field work if I were you. Because playing 3 to 5 times a week is awesome. That's super cool. But the more that you just like get out and learn what your discs do, I think the better off you'll be, as opposed to like I would take 2 of those hours that you're practice putting and take one of them to do some field work and the other one to rest. I don't know, man. That's what I would
Something
do.
else I used to do when I was starting to really train hard, I would go out and play because I had the energy that I could still do this, is go out and throw like 2 or 3 shots off every single tee pad and play an entire round, but play the worst shot.
Ooh.
Play my worst. Because how many times have you gone out and practiced for a tournament and you're playing and you always just play the best one?
Yeah.
And then in the tournament, you're in a situation
out.
that, whoa, I've never been in this place before.
Right.
I've never been over here before.
I just picked this drive up last time.
Yeah, so just I highly recommend going out and playing your worst shot. It does absolutely help. You will see improvements on like approaches and scrambling.
I agree.
Excellent. Next one comes from Tekashi.
Nice.
I recently heard that when doing the patent pending throw, you have to keep your foot planted behind the disc / mini, even though the follow through, or else it's a foot fault.
Unless if you're in the circle, yes.
Is this correct?
Even through the follow through, maybe instead of though the follow through.
Probably.
I assume that's what he meant.
Planted behind the disc mini, even through. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Through the follow through, or else it's a foot fault.
Yes.
If so, how is it that you're able to step, jump putt, or exaggerate a follow-through, i.e. how James Conrad throws his whole body in his follow-through without being called on a foot fault?
Right. Okay, here it is. Are you ready?
Wait. Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
So,
Okay.
nice. Okay, we're all ready.
Danny, Anthony,
You guys ready?
you guys ready? They're ready.
Ready.
Couple thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Okay, now that we're all ready. So when you throw a patent pending, and if you're unfamiliar with the term, patent pending is if your disc is like in the woods or something like that.
Never happens.
You kind of I've never been in the woods, but for other people that have, you put if you're a right hand thrower, put your left foot behind the disc, right foot out to the left side, and your body is actually kind of reversed.
Your back is toward the target.
Yeah,
typically.
exactly. That's exactly what it is. And then, it just allows you to stretch out a little bit from the woods and throw more of an unobstructed shot. You do have to keep your foot down even through, not through follow through, but once you release the disc, you're fine.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's saying.
Right. Yeah, but once you release the disc, you can pull it up. No big deal. That's totally fine. It's just like if you're throwing a shot in a wide open field and you take a huge run up.
Like James Conrad.
Yeah, if your plant foot is behind the disc, then you let the disc go and you follow through. No problem. But at the point of release, your points of contact have to be directly behind the disc in line with the basket. That's your one point of contact has to be there. Nothing can be farther forward than that.
That's
touching
correct.
the ground.
Correct.
So you're correct on those two things, right? You do have to hold that once you on the patent pending. Once you let the disc go, you're good to move your left foot. When you're talking about step putts, part of your body is in front of the disc before you let the disc go, but it's not on the ground. That's the difference,
Yep.
right? You do have to have that back foot still behind the disc in line with the basket whenever you let the disc go. And Jomez posted one the other day of a guy like super stretching out at Utah. I didn't see who it was.
And Perkins called him out. Called him
right.
on
I
football.
think and from what I could tell, that was probably a good call. I didn't we didn't watch it.
Yeah, I could definitely tell in the slow motion, but I couldn't tell in real time.
Right. So, but what it comes down to is as long as that supporting point is behind the disc in line with the basket when the disc is released, then you can do whatever you want after that, assuming you're outside the circle.
Yeah.
Got it. This one's from Solo Fett. He says, "What's up, Disc Golf Hatchet Crew?"
Hello.
Sorry, it was really cool to see Jeremy, Robert, Bobby, Anthony, and Danny hanging out in the background in the memorial coverage in Scottsdale.
We were doing that.
I wish I could have been there to meet everyone and watch the awesome tournament in person. My question is, do you guys have any plans to come to a tournament in California this year? I know it's pretty far, but then again, so is Arizona. Thanks for all you do for the sport. Keep up the great work. Best podcast ever.
Ever.
So the reason Arizona, even though it's a super long trip, the reason Arizona, the